Harihi Om. Sai Ram, Vanakkam, Namaskar, Vandanam, Assalamu Alaikum, Sat Sri Akal. Today we look at something called devotion. A simple definition is it's a feeling of strong love, it's a feeling of loyalty. It's where you are happy to use your time and perhaps your resources, your money, your energy, for a specific purpose. Well, from a spiritual perspective, prayer, worship, or other religious activities that are done in private or collectively, right? Collectively. Swami says, your bhakti is directly proportional to my Shakti, or my Shakti is directly proportional to your bhakti. So individually, if your bhakti is powerful, then my Shakti is powerful. Collectively, if the collective bhakti is powerful, then my Shakti is collectively powerful. I am as powerful or as powerless as your bhakti. So that's devotion. Devotion, of course, the Sanskrit word is bhakti. So it's an act, basically, right? It is an act, a representative act, Hence, it transcends physical actions. So you can be devoted in your thoughts. You can be showing your devotion through your words. Swami says you cannot oblige always, but you can always speak obligingly. So you're devoted to your speech. You're devoted to good thoughts, dharmic thoughts. And of course, at the action level, you are devoted to good actions, dharmic actions. So you can, as I said, the three levels, right? The physical plane, mental plane, and of course, the universal plane, the conscious plane, the subconscious plane, and the superconscious plane. So there will be always people who do things over a long period of time, said, oh, I'm very devoted. I'm a devout Hindu. So from the word devout come from the word devotion, come from the word devotee, a devout devotee who is devoted to his God or whatever you want to call it, right? So one day Narada went to Vaikuntha, and of course when Narada goes, he gets a fast track straight to Mahavishnu, who's lying on Adishesha with Mahalakshmi at his base. So Narayana says, yes, welcome, the great Narada Maharishi. What can I do for you? Narada said, I have been traveling the three planes. I've been to Bhuloka, I've been to Bhuvaloka, I've been to Suvaloka, but nowhere have I found anybody who is as devoted as me to you, Mahavishnu. Because nobody says Narayana, Narayana, Narayana except me, right? So I'm thinking, will I ever find someone who can show better devotion than me? See, Vishnu is now thinking, Narada, from pure devotion, now your devotion has been tainted with pride. Pride. So pride can do that sometimes, right? It can rust. It can create some rust in your mission to become spiritually advanced. So in order to teach Narada a lesson, Vishnu said, no, actually, Narada, there is one person who is more devoted than you. I can hear and I can see, right? Because I'm in Vaikuntha and I can see what's happening in all the three lokas. So Narada was surprised. He said, what? Who? Where? When? Vishnu said, if you go to this place on Bhuloka, right? You go to this village, right? And go and see this farmer in this place. And then you observe him for a day. And then you come back. So Narada, of course, was now fuming. He said, no, there's no one who can tell. I probably have lost count how many times I say Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. In fact, I've forgotten how to greet people because my greeting has changed to Narayana, Narayana. If someone says anything, I say Narayana, Narayana. They say good things, I say Narayana, Narayana. They say bad things, I say Narayana, Narayana. So who could be doing this better than me? Who could be showing more devotion than this? But since you have asked me to go and see, I would like to meet this person, right? So Narada goes to Bhuloka. He goes and finds this village. He goes and looks for this person. He sees a farmer, right? So he wait. By the time he went down, it was like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. So he waited for the farmer to get up. So the farmer got up. Right? The moment he gets up, He said, Narayana Namaha, right? And then he does his, morning rituals, and then he, takes his little pouch of food and whatnot, and he goes and works in his farm, right? And of course, before he starts, he says, Narayana Namaha. And then when he has his break before eating, he says, Narayana Namaha. And then when he finishes, he says, Narayana Namaha. And he comes back home before goes to sleep, he says, Narayana Namaha. Now, Narada was very surprised. He said, this fellow has only said Bhagavan's name 6 times. So how can he be more superior to me? See, now the prideful devotion is now battling with this farmer's devotion. So he goes back to Vaikunta, hurries back the next day, and he says, of course, his Narada's face was flushed with anger and ignominy, I wish Vishnu saw this and he started laughing. Narada says, why are you laughing? I thought this person is going to be chanting, 1 Sahasra Narayana Nama. But he only said your name 6 times. 6 times in the whole day. How many times do I say it, Bhagavan? And you say, he's got more devotion than me. Oh, Bhagavan says, okay, 1 minute, Narada. So he gives him a pot of oil. And he says, hold this and go around Vaikunta 3 times. Remember, the oil must not spill, not even a drop. So you have to focus on it, right? But this doesn't answer my question, Bhagavan. Krishna says, you do this first, then I'll tell you. Okay? So Narada goes very carefully, and after about an hour or so, he comes. He says, look, I have brought back the pot without spilling even 1 drop of oil. And Mahavishnu says, very good. But how many times did you say my name? And then Narada realizes, oh my God, I didn't even say his name because I was so focused on my job. He says, Bhagavan, I'm so sorry. I was so focused on my task that I forgot to mention your name because my concentration was on the job that you gave me. And Bhagavan Vishnu says, the farmer was also concentrating on his task every day, yet 6 times a day, even in the discharge of all his responsibilities, he never fails in his devotion. He always gives me credence. And you say, is nobody more superior than you to show me devotion? Says Narada, do not give up your worldly duties just because you're mentioning my name. And just because you're mentioning my name does not mean you don't carry out your worldly duties. You must carry out your worldly duties and at the same time do not forget to mention my names. Because only when my name is vibrating on your lips, then my grace will vibrate in your life. Narada said, oh my God, thank you for giving me this wonderful lesson in humility, in devotion. Even devotion has levels, right? The best level is the most, humble level. Levels that, you should go down depths of humility and your devotion will flourish. So devotion, my dear brothers and sisters, is when you hold the well-being of others above your own. Always the well-being of others above your own. And what does true devotion mean? True devotion basically means you are becoming the hand of the divine. So whatever comes your way, you will know how to transform that into something beautiful. And that, my dear friends, is devotion. Till I see you next Thursday, stay blessed.